It's time for this week's episode of Brandon Sports Talk, featuring in-depth interviews from those who are trending in the world of athletics. And now, here's the host of Brandon Sports Talk, Brandon Pate.
Welcome back to Brandon Sports Talk. In today's episode, I have the privilege to interview the owner and founder of Field of Dreams Sports Academy, Al. How are you doing today?
Doing great, Mr. Brandon. Thanks for having me on. How about you, man?
I'm doing good. Can you talk about your coaching experience and how you got started?
Yes, I'm the son of a former Major League Baseball player, so it's kind of just in my bloodline, as far as the love for football, baseball, all sports in general. But I started my coaching career shortly after I finished up in North Carolina A&T, and coached high school ball, did personal training, was able to have a short little bit of experience with my father when he coached for the St. Louis Cardinals. But more so just been coaching high school football, and also had a little stint coaching post-grad prior to starting my own.
Can you talk about how you knew that you wanted to start your own post-grad school, the Field of Dreams Sports Academy?
Yeah, so about 2 years ago, let me back up a little bit. I was out of coaching for a while, about 5 years. Had my own entrepreneur business, doing pretty well, and I was offered to come back coach at a post-grad school, and it kind of just lit the fire back up underneath me. And then I just kind of saw like the level of talent of so many young men not having the opportunity to get a scholarship because of numerous of reasons, grades, overlooked, late bloomer, etc. And I just felt the need that this is something that's about to kind of take off. And it's really a great kind of bridge between high school and college for young men that are maybe not all the way ready.
Can you talk about, of course, what is the Field of Dreams and what are some of your accomplishments?
Yeah, so Fields of Dreams Sports Academy is a true one-year post-grad prep school. Um, we help athletes from all over the United States. One of the biggest accomplishes so far, I should say, is that we were able to open up in the midst of COVID, get housing, and play a football season this past fall, 7, going 5-2. I had my football team consisted of 40 football players representing 15 states, all the way from California, Washington, to Maine, to Kentucky. It was just a great experience bringing all these guys together, and we're gearing up for the spring season. But Fields of Dreams Sports Academy offers a lot. Gives these kids a chance to do recovery classes, to get eligible, to get bigger, faster, stronger. And we got quite a few right now that are starting to get some looks from some colleges.
Can you talk about what you've accomplished as a football coach for the Field of Dreams Sports Academy?
Yes, as a football coach, I think everybody has a target of expectations of where they want to be when you're a head coach or offensive coordinator, et cetera. And one of our biggest challenges was bringing in guys who not know each other, have no idea about their background, and having to pull them together in about roughly a month to get ready to play a season. And we were able to do that, go out and compete. We did really well. And I mean, just the growth that I've seen with these young men of what it's going to be like playing at the next level was pretty much our biggest accomplishment this year.
What is some of the difference in post-grad football versus your normal high school level, JUCO level football?
Well, as far as the JUCO football goes, JUCO colleges, we're right there with them. It's just essentially post-grad school is an alternative route that young men can take to get an additional year of development without losing any eligibility. The level of play is just like college rules. So these young men that have been playing high school ball, I tell them all, you're not going against any freshmen and sophomores and, juniors in high school that, some guys are just out there to, say they played high school football, just love the game. You're going against some other thoroughbred athletes, guys that are just as good, just as fast, going to hit you in the mouth. And that's what it's going to be like at the next level. So they get challenged and they really get to gauge where they are, athletically on the field and their knowledge.
Can you talk about the difference in what post-grad football is, like what the day-to-day is like?
Yeah, so the day-to-day is it could change up at any given moment at a post-grad. This is definitely not high school and it's definitely not college all the way. The young men are on their own. I like to call it independent supervised living. We house in the student apartment housing, 5-bedroom, 5 baths down here in Newport Richey. It's 2 to a room, full-size beds. They get fed 3 times a day, but they got morning workouts and they get up, then they got practice. After practice, they got lunch, and then at some point, we're going to have some film study, position training, and then afternoon workouts. In the midst of all of that, they have to do academics. They're doing their academics, whether it's recovery classes or those that are taking some community college classes. So it's very similar to college life without, I guess, being at the actual college.
So is it more like a community college with sports, kind of?
If you want to look at it that way, yeah, it's like the fact that the way they live, the way they're housed, and the roommates is basically the football and baseball teams what we have down here. With COVID going on, obviously nobody is going to college classes on a regular in person. So those that are qualified that come to our program and are taking college courses, they're doing them at various community colleges from their hometown online. Those that are doing the high school replacement classes, we provide those recovery classes, and they're doing those online as well. So it has the feel of a community college, but not all the way.
Can you talk about some of your accomplishments as the offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach?
Yeah, so well, as an offensive coordinator, my philosophy is you have to adapt to your player personnel. And when they're coming down here, yes, we're looking at the film. We might have seen some of them play, so you really have to kind of evaluate who can do what. The biggest thing is all of them coming in, learning a new offense, again, within about a month and being able to go out and execute. It's the biggest thing, execution. So one of the things that we try to accomplish is I want the guys to be able to play fast. It's all about getting film for them, showing the college, what they can do. So the high school film looks great. They come to us, and if we can make them look great, their chances are going to increase getting a scholarship. And we did that. We threw up some points, big plays, some explosion plays. Towards the end, you kind of saw us starting to click better. We was able to execute and move the ball. Still have some little bit of work to do, which we plan on fixing up before the spring season. And from the quarterback standpoint, it's just the game's faster. When at every level you go move forward, it's faster. I myself played, D1 AA at North Carolina A&T, and I just remember going from high school to college that it was like, whoa, these guys, moving fast. And, that's the biggest, I guess you can say, thing young quarterbacks have to do, adapt to, is the speed of the game. And then once it settles down, they're able to kind of definitely move forward.
Can you talk about some of the opponents that you play in your conference?
Yeah, so we play, the highlight was IMG, their post-grad national team combination. We played them. Guys that, we didn't show up like we were supposed to in that game, had a lot of mistakes going on, but we still played well. We did have some, guys were able to get some highlights. We had a defense end really kind of performed that game against one of the top offensive linemen in the nation. We played Georgia Prep. Right out of Georgia, well-known post-grad program. Went up there and lost by them in the last quarter, fourth quarter. But, as a head coach, I try not to make any excuses. But, both those games, we probably should have performed and probably won. We got a lot of talent down here. prior to that, defense wasn't scored on. I mean, we were really shutting down some guys, and we bring it a little bit.
Can you talk about, of course, some differences between post-grad, like on the real level versus, of course, the movie Last Chance U?
Yeah, well, it's pretty much like that. I tease the guys all the time that, we would have had a camera crew down here. We probably could have been in next Netflix special going on. But post-grad is different. You have a lot of personalities coming in, again, from 15 different states, guys that have never been away from home. I tell all these parents, homesickness is real. Young men adapt to it differently. And that's kind of where my background as a mental health counselor comes into play. Just trying to be able to manage the guys, keep them focused on the task at hand, which is to improve their grades, get bigger, faster, stronger, and go perform, on game day. So it's a challenge in itself because they're out of their comfort zone. So you really get to see these young men adapt to the real life. And in my eyes, that's where post-grad really is preparing young men for the next level, to where if I send them, off to a college or they get the chance to go play, they're going to definitely be more mentally prepared of what's at stake and to take on the challenges of being a college athlete.
Can you talk about, of course, the recruitment process for the football side and what that's like?
Yeah, so that's challenging in itself. It's on both sides. We have two parts of the recruiting. One is we're trying to bring in talent that is worthy, that colleges are looking for, that may have been overlooked. I mean, they only have so many eyes, so that's kind of where we step in and try to go find guys that were undersized, overlooked, maybe not in the best shape, just not ready for the experience. So we use the NCSA recruiting website to recruit our guys. Everybody has connections, Twitter, social media, etc. And guys fill out applications, and ultimately we fill our roster. On the back end, once they're here, the recruiting starts all over. Now we're taking the high school film, taking their post-grad film, and now we're trying to go ahead and help place all of our guys at college universities across the United States. So it's double whammy on this side as a post-grad.
Are there any players that have now made it into the professional league that you've coached in the post-grad?
No, nobody that I had has made it to the NFL, anything like that. Some guys that I've coached previously, they've made it to colleges from high school. Guys that went a post-grad route and went on to play at D1 schools. And then some of the guys I just recently coached are actually at colleges right now playing. So this year right here, we should have, out of our 40-man roster, we're going to have just about everybody ultimately have a chance to go play ball. COVID is affecting the recruiting process a little bit, but we have some talent down here, and hopefully most of our guys are going to get picked up this spring.
Can you talk about, of course, how challenging it is whenever you have to, as a normal college, you get that 4 years with that player. Unlike post-grad, you might get only 2 years or 1 year with them.
Yes, that's that goes back to really kind of learning the player and really opening up the line of communication with them. I try to set the stage or the tone when they first get here. And we came up with our creed. It's called facts. A lot of these young kids say facts, coach, and facts. And so that's our creed. Facts starts with faith, accountability, commitment, trust, and sacrifice. And they got to come down here and execute facts. And if they come here with that attitude, it's easier for us to come together as a unit on and off the field. And to really be able to move forward. I mean, I tell them all, it's different when you in high school and you go home every day. You only see you guys at school and at practice. They live with each other. They're 24 hours a day. You wake up and you might not like that guy, but you got to look at him in the face every day at practice and after practice. So that right there alone, you get to know somebody really fast, a lot quicker than you normally would under the circumstances.
What are some of your future plans with Field of Dreams Sports Academy?
So, this year, like I said, it was our inaugural season. Baseball's getting ready to kick off here come January, as well as our spring football. Next year, we'll plan on adding men's basketball and hopefully women's basketball. And as we move forward, to essentially come a mini IMG, be able to have a small little campus for post-grad program, and ultimately maybe open up one or two more throughout the United States. Right now, with COVID going on, the trickle down effect of guys getting an extra year of eligibility has really kind of put a hamper on 2021 football, baseball, and basketball guys. So, I feel like post-grad schools is definitely a valuable option, for young men to develop, but not lose any years of eligibility to be thrown back in the recruiting process for colleges to have another look, to take a look at some guys.
Speaking about that, can you talk about, of course, the process, of course, transferring? Like, is it better to transfer to like a post-grad school and then get like another school looking at you?
Yeah. So when you're coming out of high school, ultimately you're trying to go to college, and the NCAA basically, once you start taking 12 credit hours, which is basically 4 college classes, your eligibility clock starts on D1 if you play for D1, no matter what. D2, NAIA, D3, JUCOs, you could take less than 12 hours and your eligibility clock will not start. So with that being said, transferring is kind of like the transfer portal. Young men already go to JUCO route, D3, NAIA, and the transfer portal is loaded. Everybody knows that. So, but the issue is if you're taking full-time classes at one of those schools, your clock is already started. So you're losing a year. That's where we come into play. So if you're fresh out of high school, 1 or 2 years is usually where we want to stay, fresh out of high school and looking for an opportunity to play at a college level and get player development and preserve your eligibility, then post-grad is something you would definitely want to consider. The issue is that because we're not a state-funded high school or we're not a college, there's really no funding for a program, and that's something I'm working on, and hopefully I can bring to light to maybe the masterminds of colleges and create some type of funding to help a lot of young men out who benefit from a post-grad school but don't have the resources.
Do you have like a lot of players, like for example, like if you're a running back and you're like a third string and you don't get a lot of playing time, do you have a lot of players coming down to you to get playing time to eventually like work your way back up to D1, D2, or D3 level?
Yeah, for instance, I got a wide receiver played, football 2 years. 1 year junior year, messed up his ACL, came back senior year, played wide out. So he's played wide out 1 year, nobody knows about it. He's 6'4", got a 37-inch vert, wears triple X gloves, snatches ball out the air, has the grades, and somebody's gonna find a gem. That's just one play. I mean, I got a linebacker, I got running backs, I got linebackers, I got everything down here where some of them, I like to say every kid that comes to my program, they have a story. One might have been behind a guy that was a 4-star guy. So he didn't get the time or the playing time needed for a college to take a good look at him. So that guy, he's going to come to our program. Another young man may have a 2.3, needs a 2.6, and everybody knows about him, but he just needs to get those grades fixed. And so he comes to our program versus the other kid who was fully qualified, and coach left that program and went to another program, and he lost his scholarship, and now he was kind of didn't know where to go, had nowhere to go. So he comes to our program just to have that extra year to go through the process again without that clock starting. Ultimately, we want these young men to have a chance to go to school for free, if not partially free, to ultimately get an education.
What advice would you give upcoming football players looking to get into playing football?
takes a lot of hard work. The game has changed. Young man, you have to start early. I know when you hear your parents talking, whether if you're in ninth grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, hit the books. I don't want you to come to my program. I hope that you do well in high school and have the opportunity to go straight from high school, to a college and enjoy the experience of playing 4 years at a college or university. But those of you that, were late bloomers, didn't take it that serious, and need some academic help, or maybe just got overlooked, not in the right system, played out of position. We are a solution down here that's going to get you ready for the next level. You're going to have an experience of your lifetime. The guys you play with and room with, you guys will be brothers for life. And you're going to take that experience and hopefully the knowledge that I've learned from my father and other professional athletes that's been in my life, that I'm passing on, that you take it and, hopefully it helps them out the best way possible, reaching their dreams. Hence why we're called Fields of Dreams.
What advice would you give upcoming future coaches looking to get into the industry?
Coaches, I would tell you, this is not for the weak-hearted. This is a different breed of coaching. We're not at a college where you have, just guys, list, emails blowing up, where you can pick kind of who you want for your program. I mean, yes, there's some recruiting involved, but you have the resources to be able to help them get there, et cetera. From that standpoint, high school coaches, this is not high school. You're coaching guys, young men. Most of them are all 18, 19, or come to us 17 and about to turn 18, sometimes 20. So you're coaching young men. A lot of them come from some maybe disturbed backgrounds, and you're with them. You're not just coaching. You're the mentor. You're the uncle. You're the father. You're the grandpa. You're the brother. They're looking for you for the right guidance. So you have to be on your P's and Q's and really try to help develop these young men, to have a chance. So if that's something that you want to do, this is a full-time job down here at PostGrad. It's not just part-time.
That's wonderful advice. Where can my listeners find you at on social media, along with the Field of Dreams Sports Academy at?
Yeah, so you can find Coach Hollard 2 at Coach Hollard 2 on Twitter is my personal Twitter account, or at FODSA 2020. That's the Fields of Dreams Sports Academy Twitter page. Same thing with Facebook. If you want to visit the website, www.fodsa.org, check us out. Check out our housing facility. Check out our training facility. We're actually updating the website because now that we have, some football film, footage, et cetera, there's going to be some changes coming. Probably we're going to put that website out the first of the year. But shoot us an email, get in contact, fill out a questionnaire. We love to answer questions and kind of give as much information as we can on the process if we can help you out.
Thank you again, Coach Allen, for your interview, and best of luck in Field of Dreams Sports Academy and their future plans.
Hey, thank you, Mr. Brandon, and look forward to speaking with you again, man. Take care.
You can find Brandon Sports Talk on Facebook at Brandon Sports Talk, Instagram at Brandon Sports Talk, Twitter at Talk_Brandon, and you can find me on YouTube at Brandon Sports Talk. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you again, Coach Allen, for your interview, and best of luck.
Hey, thank you. Bye-bye.
You've been watching Brandon Sports Talk. Please feel free to like, share, and subscribe to Brandon Sports Talk on social media and on YouTube.